For months, we've heard the cries from Black Lives Matter protesters sparked by the deaths of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. Today, Governor Sisolak answered some of those cries by signing 2 bills. However, some who wear the badge say the bills were rushed and unnecessary.
And now all of a sudden we're calling special sessions in our state 1,600 miles away. And our question was, what has changed? Why rush this?
Lieutenant Will Hudler, chairman of the Las Vegas Police Managers and Supervisors Association, says there's not a good cop who isn't disturbed by what happened to George Floyd. But he says the police reform bill signed by Governor Sisolak Friday came too soon and voices weren't heard.
That there is a police department in the community of Las Vegas that cares about the citizens that they're serving.
The bills tighten the reins on local law enforcement. One part of Assembly Bill 3 bans the use of chokeholds.
So, when we talk about the chokehold specifically, and for us it was a lateral vascular neck restraint, was a defensive tactics technique. And we agreed with the department to move that into deadly force only.
The governor also signed Senate Bill 2, which amended a 2019 bill that provided extra protections to officers facing misconduct allegations. And while Hudler and the officers he represents disagree with this move,
it is now time for the people's voices to be heard.
Roxanne McCoy, president of the Las Vegas NAACP, says it's about time.
It's just one step. It's the beginning. But we have to start somewhere. And where we have been is that we've not started anywhere. And we've just watched a community of people be murdered at the hands of police officers with no accountability.
Officer Hudler tells News 3 he understands the tone in the country right now.
Of course, Black Lives Matter, Gabby. When police officers sign up for this career field, you understand the sanctity of life.
No justice!
But amid protests, calls for police reform, and even calls to defund the police, he has this message.
Come out here and see the work we've been doing, the volunteer work we've been doing, the time that we put in to intervene when we believe there's going to be a retaliatory gang shooting, to keep one more young man out of the grave and one more young man out of prison. We've been here this entire time.
In Las Vegas, I'm Gabby Hart, News 3.
Put in, activated, FedEx it.
Simple instructions for a simple COVID-19 testing kit. One Dr. Jonathan Bektari, the CEO and medical director of E7 Health Center, believes could be a game changer.
I think it's going to really revolutionize things for people.
Here's why.
So instead of waiting at long lines at major testing sites, it's delivered straight to your front door.
Patients avoid the sometimes painful nasal and oral swabs by spitting inside this tube.
You just drop in the overnight FedEx back to our lab, and then 2 to 3 days later, we'll email you the result.
Often a much quicker turnaround time when compared to standard testing. The test offered by E7 is one of several at-home kits that are emergency FDA approved. Public health expert Dr. Christina Madison says there's a reason why they're becoming popular.
The convenience, the privacy factor, both of those things are a big plus.
But expect to pay for that convenience. At-home tests can range in price. This one costs $160 plus shipping. A small price for some employers, say Bektari, who want a quick answer if their employees will be safe to return back to work. But ultimately, he hopes a diverse set of tests will help better control the virus.
All about reducing the barriers to people getting testing. And every time you knock down a barrier, you're saving lives.
And we do begin News 3 live at 11 with breaking news out of the central part of our valley. Metro Police on the scene of a fatal crash involving a pedestrian. It's happening on the I-15 northbound ramp just west of Fremont. The driver is cooperating, we understand. Lauren Clark is live at the scene with the latest. Lauren.
That's right, Gerard. They do understand that the driver here on scene is cooperating. They do not suspect impairment at this time. In fact, I'm going to move out of the way to give you a little bit of a clearer scene here. A really sad story is we do know one person is dead after this incident. Now, we do know the victim was attempting to walk over these lanes of traffic. It's unclear at this time as to why the victim was doing so, but that is when they were struck by a car coming here. Now, we don't really know too much about the victim at this time. We don't know gender or age, but they are continuing with an investigation. NHP is here on scene trying to piece together exactly what happened. But I do want to direct your attention to the traffic here. This is really blocking up, causing a lot of traffic. Again, this is off of 95 near the MLK exit here. And we're expecting this to be the scene for about 2 hours is what an officer on scene told me what we should be expecting. You can see all these cars, lots of clogging at this time. time. So if you are going to be coming into this direction, please know that you will be running into this. Probably reroute, try to figure out an alternative way to get over here. Again, we're trying to learn more about the details here of what happened. A very tragic story, but make sure you stay with here at News 3 for the latest. Reporting live here near downtown, Lauren Clark, News 3.